Hello. So hardcore WoW brings its own level of thrill. You might just be one misstep away from that dreaded permadeath at any time, and that's why traditional gold making methods on hardcore take a whole new spin. So with the looming threat of permadeath, there's always a constant demand for low-level materials, and yes, bags. If you recall, we discussed the significance of a bank haul and stash previously, so if you missed that, just head over to the website and check that one out. I would say that a bank haul on hardcore is really, really important. So definitely go and have a look. You'll see throughout the video, there's like a trillion of them all around the mailbox on Stormwind already. So just let's dive into the journey to the first free gold. It wasn't a walk in the park, I'll tell you that much. So starting out, I did start out by leveling. So I took skinning at level 5 and skinned. I skinned everything. So I was farming stuff to skin myself, and then I was also spending loads and loads of time skinning any mobs that people were killing around me as well. So I was just selling the leather to a vendor. It wasn't really worth the time to try and do any of that. So that was how I was making like my first little bits here and there. As I was leveling slightly, I went off to just below mine. That was the best place I found really to just farm mobs without too much interference and without very much danger there either. So the area around just below mine is like it's fine basically. There's a couple of groups of mobs that you have to be careful for, but basically there was nothing too scary. I didn't tend to go into the mine very far though. I was always a bit nervous of that one. But yeah, so be careful of the groups because they can trap you as well. But otherwise, the area around that mine isn't too bad. So they give you quite a lot of cloth, and also they will drop in some greens now and then too. So I carried that on until about a level 11, I guess. I went to Westville, did a little bit of farming there, much more dangerous I found. And then as soon as I got to level 13, basically, I was like done. I went and hid in Stormwind City. So that's where I started really making the gold anyway. So I picked up tailoring and enchanting. I thought that because there are so many low levels, that ones would be like a really big important one to do. What I actually found though was that when I was crafting things to disenchant one, I wasn't really getting any essences. Now I can see a lot of people selling ones, so I'm assuming it works for some people. But for me, it just wasn't working. I was super unlucky with it. I was only getting strange dust, so that was why I stuck almost entirely to bags. So once I figured that out, basically that it was only bags I wanted to do, I was just buying house and bolting that up, making the bags, and then just selling the bags immediately on the auction house. I was generally making my bags in groups of 10. But then when you put them on auction house, you only have to auction for 2 hours, and I was only putting like 1 or 2 on at a time. If you put on like a whole 10, it's possible to like block the price almost, and there's a chance that all your 10 aren't going to sell before they get undercut. So it's usually better just to put on like 1 or 2. As I was leveling, I was picking up skill points as well, which was brilliant because it meant I was then able to go and get the wool bag recipe too. When you are ready, so when you level 75 in tailoring, you actually have to, in Stormwind anyway, you have to go to a different trainer. The different trainer is really, really close to the first one you go to, but it took me a few minutes to find it anyway. So as soon as I was able to make the wool bags, I started making wool bags as well. Often the price for wool bags was less encouraging the linen cloth bags. There was quite a few different times where I saw it would cost more in wool cloth. Yeah, it would cost more in wool cloth to make a bag. So yeah, you have to be a little bit picky with when you're doing it. I played around with the prices a tiny bit, but mostly I just kept it simple. So I did like 2 or 3 resets of linen cloth, but I was a little bit nervous about doing it because the auction house is so active that it just felt like it was really risky. So yeah, so basically buy cloth, make bags, sell the bags off, and just keep doing that over and over again. So I made 3 gold quite quickly. That was on Stitches EU. So the bags were selling really, really quickly, and yeah, it was brilliant. Any time of day or night they were selling. So going forward then, now that I've made my first 3 gold, my strategy pretty straightforward. I'm gonna stash the gold away. It's going to go to my bank up. Planning on investing it in some materials that should hopefully go up in price once more people are hitting a higher level. And I suppose I'm gonna actually leave Stormwind City and maybe level past 13 if I'm feeling brave. So that's it for today. So yeah, play safe, be smart, try not to die, or at least if you do die, make sure to send all your gold to your Orc first. And yeah, see you next time.